Listen, if we together and you go a whole day without texting me, you're single. I'm single. That's what I see that as. Because if you can go hours and hours and hours, a whole day, without asking me if I'm okay, asking me if I ate, asking me if you want to chill, you are single. I don't want to hear, oh, I was busy, I was this. There are prisoners out there that make TikToks and I can't get a text back. You fucking lost me.
My God, do women need attention? Some of these women, they have this sense of panic, like terror that comes over them when they spend some time by themselves. And they need constant texts, constant attention to keep those fears at bay. They have this fear that their life isn't real, that it doesn't matter unless there's somebody there to witness it. Why do you think we have this whole generation of women who are obsessed with filming and taking photos of every single thing that they do, documenting their entire lives and putting it on social media for other people to witness? They need the attention. They need somebody to witness their lives. Have you ever wondered why women call their female friends to talk every single day and tell them every single thing that they did? Every thought they thought, every emotion they felt. So many women, they cannot be alone in their experiences. They cannot be by themselves.
All right, pup. I'm going out now, okay?
All right, baby.
I'll see you about tomorrow morning, about 10.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, you know, I got stuff to do. You know, it's probably gonna take a while.
No.
It's gonna be okay.
All night?
Yes.
Why, baby?
It's fine.
No, it's not fine. Stop it, baby.
No. It's okay.
Gotta still go. No, where are you going?
But you know where I'm going.
No, I don't.
You're fine here on your own, right? Why?
Baby, I don't want you to leave me.
All right. Let me kiss. All right. Listen. I'll see you tomorrow morning, okay?
Baby, stop it. You just said okay.
I'll see you tomorrow
No,
morning.
you said okay. Stop, baby. Stop.
No.
Stop. Dad!
We have neighbours.
I'll shout.
No, you
I'll
won't.
scream.
No, I've got to go. I'll be right back. Love you.
Come here. Come here.
What?
No.
I love you.
Come here. No, come here.
I'll see you in a bit, okay?
You've got to come here. You're going to call the police. Get back here. Stop it.
I gotta go.
Stop.
Okay.
See, men, they don't understand this about women because we are wired differently. For lots of men, they crave some alone time. They can't think of anything better. Grabbing their fishing rod, heading into the mountains, just sitting by a stream and being totally alone with their thoughts. Or better yet, just not think at all. That might sound like heaven to a man, but to a woman, it sounds like hell. But think of this from an evolutionary point of view, because from a man, he has a lot of biological incentives to be by himself. That's when he can be thriving, achieving, contributing to the tribe. He can be out hunting and bringing home meat. He can be scouting, protecting the people he loves from potential enemies. He can be exploring, finding new lands to live in, to hunt. Given the traditional tasks that were assigned to men through the course of our evolution, it makes sense that we enjoy spending time by ourselves. We have a certain pleasure that we take in alone time because typically that would correspond with achievement. But for women, back at camp, always around the other sisters of the tribe, they would spend no time alone. If they ever were by themselves, it was usually because of a punishment. This is one of the reasons why women are so much more socially attuned than men are, because their survival depended upon it. They are biologically hardwired to be that way. Their happiness, their survival depended upon their social bonds. And that's why the ultimate punishment in a group of teenage girls, like a friendship group, is to give one of them the silent treatment. As a man, it is difficult for us to comprehend the sheer terror that will grip a teenage girl's psyche if all of her friends stop talking to her. It feels like death, absolutely intolerable. The panic that arises from the fear of being socially banished should tell you just how essential this is for women. And you can see this fear manifest in their relationships with adult men as well. The fear of being single and alone into old age is terrifying for many women.
And I've been crying all day because I got sad. I can't, I've been single my whole life. It's just too much. It's too much. I can't do it anymore. There are some people out there who they're not interested in a relationship and they want to be by themselves. But that's not me, and that's never been me. I have always wanted to be in a relationship, even though I've never been in one. At a certain point, it gets like really sad doing things alone. Like, everyone I know is in a relationship right now. I feel like I've always been alone, and I don't want to be, and I don't understand why this is happening to me.
Longtime subscribers of my channel have heard me talk many times about the panic that a woman goes through when suddenly they stop receiving a lot of attention from men. In their early to mid-20s, they're on top of the world. They're young, they're pretty, and lots of guys are hitting them up. But by the time they reach 30, that starts to dry up because, their looks have started to fade, their fertility window is closing, and so men lose interest.
I've always wanted to be an independent woman, and now that I'm in my 30s, I think I see it now, and it's so weird how like glaringly obvious it becomes. And I've talked to other women in their 30s too, and they say it always happens like right around the same time. Yep. And you're in your 30s, and if you happen to not have kids in your 30s, and you happen to not have a husband in your 30s, all of a sudden it hits you in the face, and you just start to see all these flaws.
So what do a lot of women in this situation do when they reach this age is they start to lower their standards. They get ready to settle. 10 years ago, she wanted a top 1% man, a guy with a six-pack, he's 6 foot tall, he's making 6 figures. Now that she's over 30, she'll take any man as long as he's generally nice and makes an average income. She'll settle for that, anything to avoid the terror of being alone. But for some women, even that's not enough. The need for attention is so strong that one monogamous relationship where he's at work and they spend the evenings together, that's not enough attention. He's with his friends, he's away at his job, he's not paying attention to her 24 hours a day, and that's what she needs. And so she's gonna go find that attention elsewhere.
I'm home every night. You don't talk to me. You go straight to the room. You go to the room. You so you gonna go him. I wasn't gonna him. I just needed some attention.
I mean, this sort of behavior goes beyond what is typical for most women. For the need for attention to be that strong, that's pathological. Something has gone wrong with her development. Sometimes it has to do with her mother. Her mum was absent or neglectful or abusive. And if that happens, especially in her early years, it can leave women with this aching need for validation and attention from others. You can usually see this in women who have an anxious attachment style. But more often, the culprit is the relationship with a woman's father. Or better put, the lack of a relationship with her father. You've probably noticed this, that women who have loving, present fathers in their lives, and they grow up without any doubt at all that their dad loves them. They know at a deep level that their dad enjoys giving them attention and spending time with them. Those are not the kind of women who cheat on their husbands because they have a chronic need for attention. A dad who is doing his job properly can prevent so many issues from materializing before they become a problem in adulthood. It's why I get so annoyed at fathers who abandon their children, but equally at women who in the divorce process don't understand how important a father is to their own child's development. They have no idea how essential the role is that he's playing.
Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve. You just showed me where your priorities were right there.
I'm sorry.
Because I held out hope. What you cheering? I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering for?
I'm not.
No, you were. He is over here breaking down because he loves this child so much. I sit here day after day after day with women hoping a man would drive 16 miles to see their baby, much less 160 miles each way. And you have no compassion for not just him, but for Zaylee. She's 3 years old. Now, he's not just gonna be heartbroken. We gotta break this news to her. And y'all over here cheering like it's a sport. This is this baby's life.
There's just zero understanding about the bond that he has with his little girl. No understanding about how essential the role is that he's playing. It just makes me so furious. Because what happens to a little girl who doesn't grow up with her father's attention, with a deep knowledge that her father loves her and wants to spend time with her, is she's left with that aching hole, that aching need for that validation. Women already desire attention and fear social isolation. This just magnifies it. And when I see grown women who struggle with this, it's difficult to not see the little girl inside.
My issue is that every time he's talking to me and giving me attention, I'm like, ew, this man is gross. And as soon as he walks away, I'm like, excuse me, I need attention. I'm in love with him. Like, what is wrong with me?
Fellas, if you want to have a successful relationship with a woman, you need to be aware of the female need for attention and you need to make a plan for it. Women will not be okay with a relationship that doesn't involve you spending some time with her, showing some interest in her thoughts, her feelings, and what she's doing throughout the day. Elon Musk, one of the busiest guys alive, he had this problem. His relationships were falling apart because he wasn't allocating enough time to them. He wasn't giving the women enough attention. When I was reading his biography, this quote in an interview stood out to me. I need to find a girlfriend. That's why I need to carve out just a little more time. I think maybe even another 5 to 10. How much time does a woman want a week? Maybe 10 hours? That's kind of the minimum, right? I don't know. Have realistic expectations. If you want to be with a woman, you're going to need to spend some time with her. You're going to need to give her some attention, but at the same time, be sensible about what woman you choose to be in a relationship with. A woman who is excessively needy, who demands more time and attention from you than is reasonable, she's going to be impossible to please and she's just going to drain you. She's going to suck up all of your time, and when you do inevitably fall short, you run the risk of her cheating on you, of finding the attention that she needs from another man. I tell this to men in my private consultations all the time. Dating a woman who needs a lot of your attention can make you feel special, can make you feel like you're the most important man in the world because of how much she needs you, but it's dangerous because it's actually not about you. It's about her. She just needs attention. And all women need attention. I'm just saying avoid the ones who it's really excessive. And also be sensible about this because a woman's need for attention does not need to be met by you exclusively. It is a green flag when a woman has a lot of healthy relationships with friends and with family. She's going to be much less demanding on your time because she's getting her attention needs met elsewhere. If you are her primary and basically only relationship, that can potentially be very, very dangerous because it's a lot of pressure to put just on you and you're likely to burn out. And all men need to be especially cautious around about the time that a woman becomes a mother for the first time. Having a baby is going to change her social life massively, and she's going to experience a huge withdrawal from all the attention that she's used to getting. If you're at work all day and she's at home taking care of the baby, it's a very isolating experience for women who are innately social. It's likely that she could become depressed. And that sucks for your partner, who I'm sure you care about a lot, but it's also really not good for the baby to have their mother in a terrible mental state. If that's your circumstance, then encourage her to join mums groups, to connect with other women who are going through the same thing. Recreate that tribal experience. The isolated suburban living that we have right now, it's not really natural to humans. That's not how we evolved. We're actually a lot more communal and tribal than that. Which is why when women are isolated, they tend to turn to social media. But I'm sure you don't want your partner posting photos of your baby for the whole world to see every 30 minutes. But she's feeding an attention addiction. It's not good. So emotionally, she's got some work to do and you can support her through that. But at a reasonable level, she's going to need to be interacting with other people. She's going to need some social attention. Understand that and do some work to accommodate it. Now, some people might not understand why I'm ragging out social media. They're thinking, no, isn't this the perfect modern solution? You know, have a Facebook page, some Instagram photos, you know, that way she can stay at home, you know, take care of the baby, but also stay connected. Isn't social media good? No, it's actually disastrous. And it's a flag that you should be looking out for that signals danger. Women who are spending too much time on social media, it's a red flag. Maybe you intuitively understand this, but you don't know all of the reasons. And I give an explanation for them in the full length version of this video, which is available on my Patreon. What you see here on YouTube, these are just the shortened, abridged versions of my videos. If you'd like access to the full length version of my videos, please come over and join me on Patreon.